Hello everybody, this is Rebecca from Trump TV, and right now I'm standing back on the rooftop where I did the last clip for Facebook and YouTube. And I had to choose a quiet spot because on the other side there's a construction crew doing a lot of work on the other side of the building because, of course, they're adding on. The whole city is just in a massive construction process. New buildings going up everywhere. So right now I'm in a quiet corner across the street from where we had the Trump headquarters here in Sarasota for the campaign last year. And right now I'm focusing on a church steeple at a church on Main Street because I thought it was a good focal point. Since I'm not able to go to the other side and catch some of the new buildings going on. So I would just like to give a big shout out of recognition for all of the people that showed up at the Spirit of America rally in Sarasota. It was really, really fantastic to see all of the Trump supporters come out and show their support for our president. So many people showing up. Got a couple of pretty good video clips, and the whole vibe there was very positive. There weren't any protesters to speak of, and it was really, really something special. And as I was walking down the way, shooting some of the footage, I ran across this woman, and she happened to mention to me, you know, the public needs to know that the people here are supporting the president. They're having this rally and they're not being paid to be here. Unlike the protesters for the other side that are being paid. And people really need to know that. And that's something I had addressed in one of my other video clips for the pro-life in front of the abortion clinic down the street, Planned Parenthood. It had all of those paid protesters staying there holding their signs, "We stand with Planned Parenthood," and I had mentioned the same thing about that the people out here that were supporting life were not being paid. We're volunteering our time, and the same thing was going on with all of the people in that rally. So I happened to say to the lady, well, you know, we can do an interview right here and you can let your voice be known. And she knew I was with Trump TV. And she said, well, I would like to speak to the real press. And so right after she said that, a woman walked by with a small setup from SNN, which is a local news channel here in Sarasota, SNN. Not much going on with the channel at all. So I said, well, if you would like to talk to this lady, be my guest. And then I walked away. So at the end of the day, the regular press, if that's what you want to call them, did some interviews, took a few pictures. They did a small write-up in the paper. And the bottom line is whether it was on SNN or in the paper, the numbers were minimized. They tried to make the crowd sound like, you know, here was their headline. A few hundred people showed up for the Trump's rally in support in Sarasota today. So they try to make it sound like we just managed to scrape together maybe a couple of hundred people. And They had no idea, really, what it was all about, because they weren't there to really support President Trump. They were there because it was their job. It might have been a few ratings points for the station. That's why they were there, standard procedure, right? Same thing if you go to yahoo.com the day after or the day of. Small headline, small crowds gather all over the country in support of Donald Trump. Very small crowds, like a very sad situation, right? The bottom line is your standard media downplays anything and everything positive about President Trump. They have no idea what it's like to be, for the most part, a real supporter of Donald Trump, working for the campaign, being in the midst of people who are there showing their support. They're giving it everything they got. They're patriotic. They want the best thing for this country. And the thing is we really appreciate the job that the president is doing, despite all of the opposition constantly on a daily basis from all fronts. So I really had to stop and think about that, and really I thought it was kind of funny. Because when you think about it, media situations like Trump TV, this might be a local situation. As you know, I go around the state of Florida, Central Florida, and I've been with the campaign, working with the campaign for almost a year and a half. And in addition, I have this project, Trump TV, covering the rallies, doing interviews with supporters, getting in the middle of the mix, in the heat, in the pits, right up near the stage, doing whatever I can do with whatever access I have at the time, showing my support to our president. So the situation that we have, whether it's Trump TV, whether it is Alex Jones on InfoWars, whether it is Breitbart, whether it's Dennis Michael Lynch, Tommy Lauren, Michael Savage, you name it. This is the real press. This is the real media. This is the new media. And these other channels that we're stuck with watching, ABC, CBS, NBC, SNN, MSNBC, the dreaded CNN, you name it. It's fake media. The people there might have a press pass to attend an event, take pictures, to do a couple of quick interviews, because they're being paid to do it. They're being paid. Just like these protesters are being paid. By the Obama organizations, by the OFA, George Soros, you name it. They're all being paid to do a job. They're being paid to protest. They're being paid to do whatever, right? And as far as Fox News goes, you people are dropping the ball. Who cares about being fair and balanced? What we really want is the truth. We want the truth And we want the truth 24/7. We're not interested in biased media. We're not interested in Bob Beckel or Juan Williams. We're not interested in having any liberals as part of the staff so it can appear to be fair and balanced. We're sick of fair and balanced. I tell you, it's really, really stressful to have to go to the gym and be working out at the gym. And you look up and you see the TVs right in front of you. You see MSNBC, you see Fox, you see CNN. You got 3 TVs in front of you. Here's the news, the fake news. And I'm working out yesterday, and the 5 comes on. And who do they have on the 5? They got Bob Beckel. What are you doing there, Bob? We don't want you there. You don't know what you're talking about. We don't want your liberal bias. We don't want your liberal opinions. We don't want your spin. We're sick of the spin. We want conservative views. We want to listen to conservative people, conservative commentators. We're sick of you people. Okay? Shepard Smith at 3 o'clock? Dude, you ruin the programming. You ruin it. You're a liberal. We don't want to hear from you. We don't want to hear from you people. Don't you get it? Okay? If you're not conservative, you don't have a clue. You're deluded. You believe in a lie. And whatever you have to say, we don't want to hear it. On the other hand, if you're talking about Judge Jeanine, you're talking about Sean Hannity, you're talking about Lou Dobbs, okay, we want to hear from you people. This is what we want. And virtually every time I go to a rally, and I'm talking to people in the crowd behind the scenes, or up close, they have told me again and again, we need a Trump news network. We need a totally 100% conservative, across the board, news network. And in addition to that, we need a conservative social media platform where conservatives can go collectively by the millions, whether it's 50 million, 100 million, whatever it is. We need a place that we can go besides Facebook, besides Twitter, besides all of these websites that are overrun with just censorship, liberal bias. The owners, the billionaires that run these companies, they're all liberals. They're all making money off of us conservatives. And anytime we say something that they don't like, you're censored. The algorithms kick in, the firewalls. As an example, the last video I did here from the rooftop, as soon as I put that video on YouTube, and YouTube, Google, Facebook, they're all in it together. They're all part of that conglomerate that tracks you, that censors you. If they don't like what you say, you get shut down. So this is what happens. I put the video on there. Apparently they didn't like what I had to say. And then right after that, the option to like the Trump TV page on Facebook, the like button, you couldn't press it, or it couldn't be seen at all. Or if somebody did have a like option, if they pressed the button, it detracted, it subtracted from the likes. So I would see a number of people who got through on the admin panel. This one liked you, this one liked the page, all this kind of thing. So instead of adding the likes, it was subtracting the likes. And so what this is manipulation. With the people behind the scenes that run the show at Facebook, Twitter, they can block access, or you can't even find it. They can block access on YouTube. So the bottom line is, if they don't like what you have to say, you're done. You might as well forget it. So if it be possible in any form or fashion for an alternative conservative platform like a Facebook where social conservatives can go and speak their mind without fear of retribution, without fear of censorship, we need to come up with something like that. Somebody needs to come up with it. And yes, we need a Trump news network. At least a news network that is 100% across the board conservative. And it needs to be done in a way where there isn't a conflict of interest, where they can't say, well, President Trump has set this up and this is illegal or whatever. It needs to be done in a way where we can get it out there. Just imagine if we had 50 or 60 or 70 million Trump supporters from Facebook and from Twitter or from whatever media outlet. What if they left those websites? What if we decided as conservatives, as Christians, as Trump supporters, to leave these websites? Boom, shut our accounts down. Just shut them down. And we went elsewhere. Can you imagine how the stock prices would fall? Can you imagine how these websites, what if 50 or 60 or 70% of the country decided to stop going to Twitter and Facebook, as an example? They would have to fold up. It would be over. Do you remember MySpace? MySpace used to be the biggest thing out there. I know it because I used to be an admin on MySpace for years for a very, very popular band, okay? And that was like the main thing. That was the only place that you went. Started out with easy boards, message boards, and I used to love those because you got a group of people together, everybody together talking on a regular basis, and we became like family. That might be another option we could do, is do like a message board, but with the system to back it up to where it could handle millions of people. But when Facebook came along, little by little, it started taking people from MySpace. Pretty soon Facebook took over, making all this money. Millions and millions and millions of people. But with all that money, they are able to do whatever they want to do. Redirect, shut you down, keep your post from being seen, make you shut your account down, or they can shut your account down, right? So now MySpace is, for all intents and purposes, irrelevant. It's like, who goes to MySpace anymore? Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing? If somehow, some way, President Trump and his team of people came up with a lucrative idea with all of the fail-safes, okay? With all of the cybersecurity, so someone could come in and hack the situation and shut it all down, right? If it was properly funded, without being a conflict of interest, wouldn't that be wonderful? If these liberals that are making millions and millions and millions of dollars, if everything just tanked, wouldn't that be great? That would be great. So here's a word to you, Facebook and Twitter and all of you people that think you can silence us. Kudos, recognition to people like Alex Jones, who are putting themselves on the line every day on a daily basis, working 18, 20 hours a day to get the truth out, to get the word out. This is what we need. We need a media revolution. And this is what we got. This is the new media. It's people like you and me and these other conservative outlets that are getting the truth out there, because we're getting tired. We are tired of being lied to. We're tired of listening to liberals on their news channels, doing the spin, doing the analytical blah, blah, blah. We don't want you anymore. We don't want to listen to you. And you know what else we should do as conservatives, as Trump supporters? A lot of us out there are losing jobs. We're losing opportunities because we're Trump supporters. We're being discriminated against because if we apply for a job, the first thing an employer does is go to your Facebook page and they see what you're all about. Then you don't get the job. How do I know this? Because this has happened to me over and over and over again. They find out I'm a Trump supporter, and on top of having my car keyed like 3 times in the parking lot where I have a part-time job as a fitness instructor, right? But that person gets away with it because he's a Bernie supporter. Nothing's done about it. That's not right. We need to stand up. We need to boycott stores. We need to boycott liberal companies. All the way across the board, whatever is run, whatever entity is run, whether it be a media outlet, retail, or whatever, we need to stop giving them our business, our attention, our time, and then maybe they'll get a wake-up call. Okay? So right now, this is what I'm doing. We're staring at a church steeple. And you're probably thinking to yourself, why a church steeple? Well, number one, I'm a Christian, and I'm going to speak out. I'm going to speak out. I'm going to say what's right. If God has something to say, He's going to say it, okay? Like right now, I'm back up on this roof again, and I'm just speaking. I got nothing pre-planned. I'm just speaking as the words come out, okay? So what we need to do as a country is we need to come together and we need to stand up. We need to stand for what's right, okay? We need to speak the truth. We need to pray. We need to pray for President Trump's protection. We need to pray for God's favor over him and over this country and over this movement, because this is a movement. The majority is speaking right now. It's a movement. Okay? So this is what I'm doing. I'm doing the best I can when I have the time. Another rally's coming up. I'm going to try to be there. Going to try to get some feedback from the supporters. Try to get some more footage. And I'm waiting to hear back from Team Trump in the near future to see where they want to go with this. So President Trump, if you are listening, just know that the majority of people out there want a Trump news network. At the last rally in Melbourne, there was even a guy there that has a business that provides camera equipment, all kinds of equipment for TV, for a TV setup. He said he would be willing to provide the equipment if you would do this. Whatever you need, he said, you can have it. Okay? So this is what we need. We need real media. And also a shout out to One America News. They do a pretty good job of being a conservative media news outlet, but a lot of people can't get the channel. I can't get the channel on my particular cable situation. So when I go home, since I've got it stripped down to bare bones, the only place where I can get my real news is going like to Alex Jones or something like that. Whatever's going on through a live feed, that's where you get the real news, unless you go to a Brett Bart website or you're listening to DML Walking and Talking or this or that. But we need to be able, as average Americans, to be able to turn on our TV and have an option. Have it totally 100%. Bring over the people from Fox. Since Fox is dropping the ball, start a channel with Sean Hannity, with Judge Jeanine, with Lou Dobbs, with whoever you can get. Have it conservative across the board. Have me go out on the street, okay? I'll be behind the camera, Rebecca from Trump TV, or whatever this is going to be called, as a possibility. I'll go out and I'll keep doing what I'm doing, and we'll get real coverage, real news, without anything mixed in, okay? 100% pure Trump. Not state-run TV. No more state-run TV, no more fake media. Okay? So, this is what I have to say on this subject. And lady, thank you for bringing that up, because that just struck a chord with me. Oh, I want to talk to the real press. Lady, this is real press, okay? This is real. Nothing mixed in. 100% pure Trump. And it's not all about just President Trump. We want truth all the way across the board. We're tired of the lies. We're tired of the propaganda. We want some good news. How about a news channel that reports something good? That reports the real numbers? That reports more than just the liberal spin and reporting about chaos and about crooked politicians, about people that should be in prison right now, about bad news. How about some good news? How about some real news? And then the people, the nutcases that are out there flipping out right now, they can continue to watch their MSNBC or their CNN or whatever they're doing. They can keep believing the lie, but we're sick of the lies. Let them have at it. Let them have at it. Let them all be as nuts as they want to be, because we don't want to take it anymore. And that's about all I have to say on the subject for now. So I hope you agree, and I hope you're listening, and enjoy the church steeple, everybody, because we got to keep the main thing the main thing. Okay? The main thing is the God of the universe, and truth and light, and standing for what's right. This is Rebecca from Trump TV.